Let's look at Weight Watchers International. First off, read this disclaimer carefully and do your good deed of the day by liking and subscribing. We can find Weight Watchers under the Megatrends. It's in a theme that I have called fitness. Not a big surprise there. Let's quickly look at the outperformance of the Megatrends. 422% vis-a-vis the S&P 500. That's significant. The fitness theme is very strong, 492% from the 52-week lows, not that far away from the highs. Here are the stocks in the theme. Definitely a mixed bag. Weight Watchers is 162% from the lows, but it is the one that is furthest away from the 52-week highs. Let's look at the company's website. So here you have it. Select my country. I think I will select United States. I don't live in US, but here we get it in English. So they have this entire system for, becoming, healthier. So digital. Here we have this new digital 360s, next level support with inspiring coaches, community, and live and on-demand services. And also this other thing as well. So let's compare all to see what this is actually about. So self-guided experience. So basically, the further up you go, the more, in-person assistance you get, to keep track of your goals and make, progress. Yeah, I think this is very interesting. This is a strong trend, and it's also an area with a lot of growth potential because there's a lot of people who definitively are not, very fit. Looking at the seasonality for Weight Watchers, the percentage of months in which it closes higher than it opened, we don't get any really strong seasonality. As far as big high percentages. You could make the case that February and March, they are, certainly on the weaker side when we look here at the charts. So this is all the history we have. And one of the things that I find very interesting now is that Weight Watchers is currently testing a key support level. You see here this black line that is being drawn. Support, 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 support. So this is a very key low. What is very exciting about Weight Watchers is that when it makes a move, it can make a huge move. So if you look at this low here as an example, all of a sudden we think, 361%, but then it crashes completely. Here, it decided to rally again, 500% from the lows, and that's not the magic of percentages, is that when you go from a low level, the percentage move to get up again is, that much higher. And that is why it is a very good idea to buy low and sell high, because of basically how percentages and mathematics works. This move to this high, almost it's approaching 1000%. Okay. As such, buying the dip, the plunge in Weight Watchers, it has been pretty good. If you look at this move here as an example, it doesn't look that big, but percentage-wise, the magic. 165. And especially when you think about, the whole Reddit army and all of the craziness that they are into, which I think is very risky because I think there will be a massive backlash from the powers that be. But anyway, this is the kind of stock that they could look at. They see that it is on a very low level, it could make a big move. So there's that. Let's zoom in a bit. So yeah, it is just interesting at this level. So we see here RSI is in the neutral zone. Let's look here at the correlations. So minus 38% with the S&P 500. Looking at the daily data points, it's very interesting to see that we have found support here at this 200-day moving average. It was support. Resistance, obviously, resistance here in the past. Now it has become support. That's interesting. That's a change. It's a key moving average that has not only, become support level, but it has gone from being negative, pointing downwards, to now sloping upwards. We have a golden cross here. On the more bearish side, you could make the case that we have a head and shoulders pattern, shoulder, head and shoulder. The thing is that this is a head and shoulder very close to a low, and that you need to interpret it, in that context. And you see this black line, there's massive support where we are at this moment. The accumulation distribution is showing that there is actually, if you compare this, top here to this one, there is a bit of an uptick here in buyers. So maybe there are some sophisticated participants buying up a position. Yeah, negative correlation here also. No, this is not negative. This is actually 38% positive here on the daily data points. So very interesting difference between here the long-term and shorter-term correlation. Okay, so let's look here at these levels here. Support. Interesting. Looking at the short float, we do have a red number here at 22%, not like extreme, but, tying into this whole, Reddit thing, that's something they could look at. Options are available, so if we do get a move upwards, there you could have some fuel to that move, some bigger percentages. It's not been, showing a lot of gains so far, because it is hovering towards the lows. What I do find interesting is the analyst price target, okay? So from the current price to the price target, that's a 21% upside. That's bullish. Saks.com, number 3 hold, but A value score, B growth, and D momentum, VGM of A. The industry rank is bottom 11%, but they have this odd category of leisure and recreation. I don't think a fitness stock can be categorized as leisure and recreation, but yeah. So don't read much into this industry ranking. Yeah, and when we compare here the forward PE at 12 with the PE of the BFIT Health and Wellness thematic ETF, which is at 36, then you could make the case that Weight Watchers is, the PE is minus 68% lower, so it's at a discount, valuation-wise, okay. Of course, this is a way to get more diversified exposure to this whole health and wellness theme. So if we do take the evidence together here. Okay, so the theme is very interesting, strong, good growth potential going forward. Looking at the charts, quite interesting. We do have these long-term support levels. When Weight Watchers goes on a rally, it can be huge. I mean, we saw the example of almost, 1,000% rally from the lows. If you had options there, that would be a very, very good move. The fundamentals were very promising as well. Seasonality was a bit more problematic, but we did not have like extreme readings. If, as an example, we had let's say below 30%, then that would be like a very strong negative seasonality. But there is some issues with the seasonality, but I think that the other data points push it makes it easier to make a bullish case than a bearish one. So yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And especially now, with the short interest on the Weight Watchers, in the context of what we have seen with, GameStop and AMC and silver now, it is a bit crazy. I do think that you should be careful about being too active on those kinds of, Reddit forums, because there will be a crackdown. There just will. There are very, very strict rules when it comes to manipulating financial assets, the price. And yes, the big fish, they usually don't get caught because they have top tier lawyers, so they are covered. So it usually is, the small fish that get caught. So that's something to think about. Okay, so be careful and have a great week.